As the world observes the World Elder Abuse Awareness Day on 15th June this year's theme focuses on spotlight on older persons in emergencies, and it's to highlight the critical needs to protect and support older persons during crises. Arise Health correspondent Olija Wapera has more.
Established by the United Nations in 2011, World Elder Abuse Awareness Day aims to raise awareness about the abuse, neglect and exploitation that older persons face while promoting respect and dignity for them. Older persons may face mobility issues, chronic health conditions or social isolation, making it difficult for them to access aid, evacuate safely or receive timely medical care as well as support services. There is a call on governments, international donors, organizations and communities to prioritize the safety and well-being of older persons in their emergency preparedness and response strategies. It encourages the development of inclusive policies that ensure older persons are not overlooked during crisis. This includes creating accessible evacuation plans, ensuring continuity of healthcare services, and providing targeted support to prevent isolation and abuse. The federal government of Nigeria is also called upon to ensure that older persons are captured in the policy making in the country. Olija Wapera, Arise News.
Okay, let's bring in Damilola Grillo, a gerontologist, an aging advocate, and founder at Holds the Age, an organization that caters for the overall well-being of older adults. Thank you so very much for joining us on Newsnight, Damilola.
Thank you for having me.
Maybe we should start, okay, for the benefit of our viewers, because your profession is still coming up, you know. What would you consider as elder abuse?
So elder abuse is any act done singly or repeatedly to cause harm or distress to an older adult where there's an expectation of trust.
All right, okay, just the basic definition there.
Yes.
But let's look at older people, you know, are said to be mistreated more often than we think, maybe due to lack of support for older people in our communities. Do older adults, you know, really experience this in Nigeria?
Yes, older adults actually experience abuse, whether ignorantly or committed deliberately.
Even with the commission that is in place.
National Senior Citizen Center, yes, we are trying to make as much of awareness so that people can understand what elder abuse is all about. Elder abuse is being committed in homes by family members, and there are different types of elder abuse. We have up to 6 to 7 types of elder abuse. We have the physical abuse, we have the emotional or psychological abuse, we have neglect, abandonment, we have sexual abuse of older people, and even financial abuse of older people as well. So there's so many, even within the family setting, there's something we talked about today, but we're having various discussions on elder abuse. We have the cultural abuse as well, looking at older people in the society who are who are vulnerable, and then other people, younger adults, are, you know, discriminating against them. Older people have rights, so why everybody have rights, so why should older people be discriminated against?
I mean, with the commission in place now, you would think that, and as a practitioner, you would think that that would be limited, I mean, would be a rarity, and based on our own cultural situations in this part of the world to where the older people are, you know, drawn closer and the rest in the absence of a care home. What are your thoughts, you know, around this area, and what are the kind of signs to look out for in the abuse of older people?
Okay, let me start with the signs to look out for in the abuse of older people. When, like, people that have older people around them, maybe within their homes, their parents, and then they leave them to the cares of maybe family members, and then you come back home and then you're talking to your parent or your older person, and the person is not giving you eye contact again. You notice the person has some kind of mood swing. You notice that their eating habit has changed. You notice that there's some kind of fear, maybe in front of who is supposed to take care of them. And then they just withdraw into themselves. they become socially, they become isolated and all of that. So these are the signs to look out for. We're saying, okay, in our climb, maybe the African culture, we take care of our old, but time changes, and we don't even, we are not really in that climb any longer. A lot of people are already leaving the country, leaving their older adults with family members, with caregivers and all of that. And these people are intentionally or ignorantly abusing the people in their care.
And because is the care system really regulated in Nigeria? We heard that there is going to be some kind of partnership training with some one or two institutions, to certificate caregivers.
Yes, that is coming up under the agency that was set up, National Senior Citizen Center. So definitely, very soon, the care sector will be regulated, and will be. There's so much that is going on, training people within the care sector as well, both private and public. They've called in hospitals, geriatric care centers to also get involved in doing this.
So that obviously will fall under how society, family, and religious organizations can support older adults, or are there other ways you think, this can be done?
Yeah, everybody, we are all responsible for our older adults. Our older adult needs to feel safe within the society. So we'll call upon the religious society, the traditional society. Everybody should come around, young people, children, to give a voice to the older adult. They're vulnerable, and even hospital settings we have where they're not being attended to on time. And these are the loopholes that we're trying to cover. But that awareness needs to be made first. And we need to keep on talking about how our older adults are being mistreated.
And when you look at, treating older adults, which has become a matter of worldwide concerns that demands, global, multifaceted responses, how have we fared in Nigeria? Have we fared well?
We have not fared well.
Even with the national citizens,
we are still not fair. We are getting there, but we have not
poor
fared
funding
well.
or what, or the
poor
awareness.
Funding, no awareness. Media organizations are not even ready to, talk about. We keep talking about.
But we've always been ready. You've been on this platform
yes.
no less than half a dozen times. So
there are other media, opportunities where we want to talk about. Let's, make a documentary about old people, and things come up and they say, oh, they can't do this.
Well, they are not a charity organization.
Definitely, we are not saying a charity organization.
I mean, being here, for example, the millions will pay to be here.
So that's why we're saying that the private sector needs to come, the private organizations. For instance, financial institutions, older people use your institution. Why are you not doing things for older adults? There are other organizations that need to, come in and support our older adults. Religious organizations, talk about it in churches, in the mosque, and the traditional system. Let's keep on talking about our older adults. Give them a voice, support them. There are even vulnerable ones that do not even have food to eat. What are we doing about them? So these are the things that we need to put in place in our society today.
And all this must be creating some health costs to the society?
Definitely.
How bad is that? Or how gargantuan?
With older adults, I keep one thing I tell people is old age is expensive. It is expensive. So if as a professional, you need to plan for your old age. And in the health system too, well, we are beginning to have health insurance for older adults. Quite a number of hospitals are, have keyed into that. But we want our older adults we want to ensure our older adults have access to this health insurance as well.
All right, thanks so very much. Damilola Grillo, a gerontologist and one of the pioneers in taking care of the elderly in the society and giving them a voice and making them, live healthy and wealthy into their ripe old age. Thanks for coming to speak to us.
Thank you very much for having us.